do you think, or do you think the idea is that all of us companies need to rush out and have our own cloud online marketplace type solution? Or do you think we're going to end up all teaming up with Amazon and Google and there'll be only 3 or 4 online marketplaces?
Yeah, I hope it's not all teaming up with Amazon and Google, although that seems to be what's occurring in the private sector. I would think that, though, you know, there is technology today. Is the federal government fully leveraging that technology? And the answer we all know is not. So if you could, you know, create those sort of online marketplaces, you know, so that you give the leaders in government the alternatives, I think it would behoove you to do that, to be working collaboratively together to create these sorts of things. You know, there is uniquenesses to federal procurement that may not lend itself to an Amazon type of process, you know. And this gets back to all the socioeconomic goals. It's the government, you know, so there's always going to be competing constituencies, and there's always going to be somebody that says, what about me, or you didn't treat me fairly, you know. I'm a taxpayer, and it's taxpayer money, so that's why you got to be fair, you got to be open, you got to be transparent, and that sets government apart from anybody else, and that's not going to change. It hasn't changed in 200 years. You know, this is this online marketplace is the latest iteration of an ongoing process. I was one of the COs on the DIS contract, if you remember that, and DIS was Defense Enterprise Integrated Services, and hundreds of millions of unanticipated dollars, quite frankly, flowed to that contract because it was one of the original IDIQ multiple awards, and it was fostering a certain type of technical architecture that DISA was promoting at the time and so forth. But and now that's been mimicked, and OFPP is trying to. And this gets back to category management. OFPP is trying to police that down, you know, so we don't want this proliferation of vehicles going all over the place. So they're being a little more proactive in managing that, you know, the number of GWACs that are available. And you know, the contracts themselves, whether it's SOUP or the others, have, you know, certainly created all types of mechanisms that can keep themselves current from a technological perspective, adding and, you know, deleting bidders and modifying requirements and broadly defining what's on those vehicles. So I can't say that go spend money on an online marketplace today, but I think it would, you know, I think alternatives to Amazon, I'm sure, would be welcomed. You know, and maybe that's the shot over the bow that the folks on Capitol Hill are trying to do.